I found this quite bizarre making this video, really I did, but it's because I made a video not too long ago which said that Charles was basically the head. Of course, when you look it up, it doesn't say that, but it does say that he is. So I'm just going to show you these couple of points. So, it says a monarchy is the oldest form of government in the United Kingdom. The monarchy is the oldest form of government in the United Kingdom. In a monarchy, a king or queen is head of state. The British monarchy is known as a constitutional monarchy. This means that while the sovereign is head of state, the ability to pass legislation resides with an elected parliament. So, a constitutional monarchy means that he is head of state. You can't really get much higher than that. Right, is it this one? What do you mean by head of state? Is the highest representative of a sovereign state who may also, or may not also, be the head of the government. Who may or may not also be its head of government. I'm telling you, Charles is head of it. He just is. He's an emperor. He owns, well anyway, the monarchy does. But you know, when you look it up, it will say that the government has control over things and that he's more ceremonial. But I just don't think that's true. We're just looking it up and going through this video. Anyway, we're just going through the things I was looking up. I'd rather he wasn't at the head, to be honest. But then, this has been happening since 1901. That it was a constitutional government with a constitutional king. But they're saying that they seized the power from the monarchy in 1688. I thought it happened with Victoria. Wow. I thought she gave over the power. That's what Benjamin, whatever his name was about. I thought that's what, anyway, well, everything changes when you look on the internet now. Oh, this is it. So, can the King of England override the Parliament? A dissolution is allowable or necessary when the wishes of the legislature are or may fairly be presumed to be different from the wishes of the nation. So it sounds like that we've got a choice in all this. Or the choice would be for us. The monarch could force the dissolution of a parliament through a refusal of the royal assent. This would very likely lead to a government resigning. So ultimately, maybe it's not been used, or maybe it has, but the king or queen has the control, because if they decide to say refusal of royal assent, the government would resign. So that's one way he could control everything. And if these clauses are in here, he's obviously got more power than you think, because most people don't even realise that he's an emperor. He's constitutional king. He's got other countries like Guernsey, Guernsey, the Isle of Man. They're under different they're under his wing, but slightly different to England, with Ireland and Scotland. You know, Canada, look at the size of that. Most of America, with a constitution to the UK in 1770s. And then he's Australia, India, just name it, Israel, name it. Name which countries they don't really own. So, the British Empire, so we didn't call it the Roman Empire then, we called it the British Empire. But it was still the same thing. Right, so, does the UK have a constitutional monarchy? Monarchy is the oldest form of government in the United Kingdom. In a monarchy, a king or queen is head of state. The British monarchy is known as a constitutional monarchy. This means that while the sovereign is head of state, basically those matters are left to the government, but it says the monarchy is the oldest form of government. It doesn't say the government, it says the monarchy. So he has to be in control, because it's with the monarchy. Without him, this doesn't happen. And he's got the overriding vote, and it's still happening. It's still happening. Well, on we go. So that's a bit like double Dutch, really, because in one sense they're saying he doesn't have the power, and in another sense they're saying he does. And I mean, I never really thought about it, that it was a constitutional monarchy. Or a direct monarchy is different. That means they'd be running the country. Right, so let's read this one then. What is the difference between a monarchy and a constitutional monarchy? In an absolute monarchy, that's it, he rules with absolute power, whereas an absolute monarchy is the one with the government, but they still do it together. It's the king and the government. That's why the Prime Minister goes to him. It's still the same thing. He's still got his finger in the pie. Charles, that is. I mean, it's that long ago it happened. I never really think about them. We just say the royal family. We don't say the constitutional royal family, do we? And that's just not what it is. It's not our constitution anyway. Yes, we've done that one. It's like something else is happening, but they've just told you this bit and it's all so muddled that you don't really get what it is. But really, you can't have the Parliament without the King, because they're constitutional, they're together. So he's got his finger in the pie. Anyway, let's move on. Yes, there you go, that's a good one. So we'll just leave it when it goes, come back. There you go. So, a constitutional monarchy is a system of government. A constitutional monarchy is a system of government that is ruled by a king or queen, and his power is limited by the country's constitution. Political power is shared between the monarch and a constitutional government, such as a parliament. So why do they tell you that he isn't? Charles has a great big finger in the pie. Constitutional monarchy is a system of government. A constitutional monarchy is a system of government. So there's the king and a constitutional government as a parliament, and it's shared between the monarch and the government. So he has lots of fingers in the pie. It's not like they're taking a backward seat at all. They've got great big fingers in the pie. You know, I suppose I don't know if our history's kind of changing in front of us, or we're just not looking up things, or maybe everybody knows this. But I think it's quite disgusting, because it says a constitutional monarchy. Monarchy is a system of government. It's the government and the king. A constitutional monarchy is a system of government. There you go. He's a king of the government. Not a king of us, is he? He's just keen to rule us. I mean, in that, you know, when you look at all the decorations they've got, they're ahead of all these things. The, you know, the British Army, the Navy, well, you name it, they'll have a badge about it. Anyway, so what's your thoughts? Because really, Charles is making some of these decisions, isn't he?